Steven Gerrard sunbathing in Bahrain while the Rangers board fire up the bat signal. Arsenal coming in with a 7-figure bids for one of our stars. Chris Sutton mocking the club over Jamie Vardy while McCoist rolls out the red carpet. And wait till you hear who else is being pushed out the door. You're not going to want to miss a second of this. And once you've heard it all, tell me what you would do if you were in charge. Rangers have made the call, and it's the end of the road for Robin Proper at Ibrox. After arriving last summer from FC Twente with high hopes, the Dutchman's time in Glasgow has been anything but convincing. Despite racking up 43 appearances and 2 goals this season, you know as well as I do, numbers can lie. And when it comes to centre-halves at Rangers, you either handle the weight of the jersey or you're out the door. Barry Ferguson tried to back him, showed loyalty, gave him minutes. But even that faith couldn't polish the cracks. Proper just hasn't settled. Whether it's the pace of the Scottish game, the pressure of Ibrox, or the sheer expectation that comes with wearing that shirt, it's been a square peg in a round hole. Now, with Leon Balogun, arguably one of the steadiest hands at the back, already on his way out, the decision to punt Proper signals a real shake-up coming under new sporting director Kevin Thelwell. He's stepping in from Everton, and let's be honest, he's got a massive job on his hands. A squad overhaul is brewing, and it needs to be ruthless. The boardroom's changing, money's set to come in through Andrew Kavanagh and 49ers Enterprises, and you're right to expect more than just stopgap signings. Rangers should never be playing catch-up to Celtic, and yet with Rodgers threatening another treble, here we are. So Proper's time is done. If Proper's being shown the door after just one underwhelming season, why is John Souttar, who can't stay fit, and others still hanging around untouched? Should Rangers be cutting deeper to truly close the gap on Celtic, even if that means parting ways with fan favourites? Arsenal circling around Ibrox for a rising star? You heard right. The Gunners have set their sights on 17-year-old Rydnn McGuire, a lad who's barely out his youth boots and already causing a stir in North London. The word is they're ready to cough up over £1 million with a bundle of add-ons thrown in for good measure. Everton and Ipswich are sniffing about as well, but let's be honest, when Arsenal come knocking, players listen. Maguire's been a standout for Stephen Smith's youth setup, and it's no wonder he's turning heads. He only signed his first professional deal back in January, yet here we are talking about a move that could see serious coin land in Rangers' back pocket. Now, on one hand, it's a proper compliment. It says a lot about the quality still coming through the ranks at Ibrox, even in the midst of a forgettable season where we ended up 17 points behind that lot across the city. A season with no silverware, Barry Ferguson's interim spell coming to an end, and players like Hadji, Václav Černý, and Leon Balogun already out the door. But here's the rub. Do you cash in on potential to fund a quick fix for the first team, especially when Jack Butland's form dipped and the whole goalkeeping department's looking like a question mark going into next season? Liam Kelly's done a job when needed, but is he really the one to anchor a title-challenging defense? With the 49ers Enterprises takeover nearly wrapped, you're probably like me, desperate to see where the money goes and how much of it stays in Scotland. Because if we're back to flogging youth talent just to keep pace with Celtic, then we've not learned a thing. And that leads me to you, plain and simple. Should Rangers ever be selling one of our brightest young prospects to an English giant before he's even had a real crack at the first team just to patch holes elsewhere? Chris Sutton at it again, eh? The man can't resist a swipe at Rangers even when there's barely a reason for it. This time it's over Jamie Vardy. Yes, that Jamie Vardy. So being linked with a move to Ibrox, and instead of offering a proper take, Sutton just snorts and calls it daft. His reasoning? Apparently Vardy would only join a successful club. The irony of that, coming from a Celtic man, is thicker than the fog rolling over the Clyde on a dry Monday morning. Let's set the record straight. Vardy at 38 is no longer the blistering terror who tore apart Premier League defenses in his prime, but don't tell me he's finished. 9 goals and 4 assists this season in the Premier League is not the return of a washed-up player. He's still clever, still got the movement, and still knows exactly where the net is. At Ibrox, with proper service, he'd do damage. Serious damage. You've seen what we've had to endure up front. Cyril Dessert is decent on paper, but he misses chances you'd expect your wee cousin to bury in 5-a-sides. Hamza Igamane had a moment or two, but he fizzled out like a bottle of Ian Brew left open overnight. Danilo, talented, but as reliable as a sun-kissed day in December. Bringing in Vardy could be exactly the kind of savvy move the new American owners need to make to send a message. Ally McCoist's all for it, and when the king of Ibrox speaks, you listen. Paul Gascoigne even reckons he'd score for fun up here, and that's from a man who knows a thing or two about thriving under the Ibrox pressure. Yet still, folk like Sutton scoff as if Rangers haven't been a massive pull for players their whole careers, as if playing in front of 50,000 roaring voices at Ibrox under the floodlights on a European night doesn't mean something. The disrespect is blatant, and it reeks of fear. Is Chris Sutton's dig just bitter jealousy, or would signing a player like Jamie Vardy at this stage actually make Rangers look small time? Well, there you go. Steven Gerrard might be sunning himself in Bahrain, but the heat is very much on when it comes to a potential return to Ibrox. Despite whispers flying faster than a pint on Sauchie Hall Street about him already being in Glasgow, the man himself posted a wee clip from the Four Seasons beach, sipping the sunshine and maybe pondering his next big move. But don't let that fool you. Behind the scenes, talks are heating up with Kevin Thelwell, Patrick Stewart, and the American backers from the 49ers Enterprises camp. It's no coincidence that Gerrard pulled out of a charity match in France. For professional reasons, this isn't just a rumor doing laps on social media. This is very real and very close. Bookies even suspended bets on his return. That doesn't happen unless somebody knows something solid. And let's face it, Gerrard still holds massive weight at Ibrox. He's the man who brought the league title back to Govan, ended Celtic's shot at 10 in a row, and reminded everyone who runs Scottish football when Rangers are at their best. But sentiment, legacy, and unfinished business carry a heavy pull. Gerrard knows what this club is. He knows what it means to you. And he's been through the fire already. He wouldn't be walking in blind. Alan Shearer's even chimed in, saying he wants to see Stevie back in the dugout. And let's be honest, there's a bit of poetic symmetry to the idea of Gerrard returning now, just as new money and ambition are rolling through the front door. But here's where it gets tricky. Is this a romantic return or a smart one? Gerrard's time in Saudi wasn't exactly stellar, and his stint at Aston Villa fizzled out. So while the idea of him coming home is mouth-watering, the question lingers, would bringing Gerrard back now be a masterstroke that reignites the fire at Ibrox, or a sentimental gamble that could blow up in our faces if he doesn't hit the ground running? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.